Everybody. Hello, everybody. It's Mr. Lynch from the Lunch with Lynch Foundation, the Thumbs Up for Kindness Project. And this is going to be my first read of what I hope will be many for our children who are having to study from home. I'm trying to do some things to make it a little easier, a little funner, and to have a good time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my very first reading off with this book by Todd Parr. It's called It's Okay to Be Different. I got this book 13 years ago as I read it to the pre-K class at the Glenwood Avenue Annex School in Wildwood, New Jersey. This book right here changed my life. I have read this book to over 13,000 children in the past 13 years. I formed my Lunch with Lynch Foundation because of this, and I just try to lead my life through a lot of the examples of this that Todd Parr had put into this book. And I'd like to thank Todd. Todd actually sent this book to me in 2011, and I've been reading it ever since. So this is for you kids. All right, kids, if you're ready, this is my first Books with Mr. Lynch. I'll come up with a better name for it, but that's what I'm going to go for right now. So the book is called It's Okay to Be Different. It's okay to be missing a tooth, or two, or three. So check out this guy. He's missing some teeth, isn't he? I got all mine. It's okay to need some help. I think everybody knows people that need some help. And now with this coronavirus, maybe it would be a good time for you to check in on some people you may know, like your grandparents, or maybe your mom and dad could call a neighbor who's a little older and say, hey, do you need anything? Can we go buy you some bread and milk and peanut butter? It's okay to have a different nose. Right? Look at this nose. That's an elephant nose. Look at my nose. Look at your mom's nose. Look at your Aunt Ralph's nose. If you have an Aunt Ralph that has a funny nose, I bet it's a really funny nose. I hope no one listening has an aunt named Aunt Ralph. It's okay to be a different color. You know what's so great about living in our world? Our world is so beautiful because there's so many beautiful colors in our world. And it doesn't matter if it's the skies or the trees or animals or people or pet rocks. Love everybody, treat everybody the same. That's the greatest thing you can do. Get rid of hate, right? Don't be mean and mad to people. Always be nice. Hey, is it okay to have no hair? Mr. Lynch has hair. It's a different color, but he has hair. Do you know anyone that doesn't have hair? Some people have a grandpa that doesn't have hair. Some people might have an uncle that doesn't have hair. And if they don't, just rub them on the top of their head and say, hey, I love you, Grandpa. Is it okay to have big ears? Well, if you're a bunny rabbit, it is certainly okay to have big ears. Is it okay to have wheels? How many of you know someone that is in a wheelchair? Some of the coolest people I know are in wheelchairs, like my girl Casey, who I love dearly, and my good friend Mo, two kids that went to school at Wildwood High School. Hey, is it okay to be small, medium, large, and extra large? Now, is it okay for the medium person to make fun of the large person? I don't think so. Is it okay for the extra large person to make fun of the little teeny small person? Absolutely not. That is not being kind. You always want to be kind, right? Is it okay to wear glasses? Absolutely. Now, Mr. Lynch wears glasses, but I only wear them at night because I wear contacts. But it's okay. It's okay. Is it okay to have big old blue eyes? I got blue eyes. What color are your eyes? What color is your brother's eyes? And even better, if you have a pet goldfish, what color is your pet goldfish's eyes? Is it okay to talk about your feelings? I think it's okay to talk about your feelings. If you're sad, you should tell someone you're sad. If you're happy, let them know you're happy. If you're confused, say, hey, Ma, I'm confused. Here's my favorite one. Is it okay to eat macaroni and cheese in the bathtub? Absolutely, it's okay to eat macaroni and cheese in the bathtub. Now, a friend of mine at one of our schools, and when I read that to him, he says, but Mr. Lynch, I don't have a bathtub. I have a shower. I said, well, ask your mom if it's okay to eat macaroni and cheese in the shower. So good luck if you eat macaroni and cheese in the shower. Hey, is it okay to say no to bad things? Absolutely. But if someone said, hey, I got some matches. Want to play with these matches? Look what happens. You light them. No, you don't play with them. What do you do with matches, right? If you find matches, what do you do? Yep, that's right. You give them to an adult. You give them to your mom. You give them to your teacher. Maybe you see a police officer or a fireman, because firemen do not like matches, and they do not like children playing with matches. Is it okay to come from a different place? Absolutely. This guy comes from Mars. This guy is out of this world. And look, I love the way he talks. He goes, listen, if you know someone that maybe is from a different place and they speak like with a different like accent or a different language, always be nice to them. Oh, I'm from the South and I used to talk like this, but everybody was real nice to me when I moved here. But now I talk like this because I lived here for a long time. My accent changed. Is it okay to be embarrassed? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like this lady, she has toilet paper on her foot. Boy, that's not something you want to waste right now. Is it okay to laugh at her and make fun of her if she had toilet paper stuck to her foot? Absolutely not. That's not what we do. It's not being kind. Is it okay to come in last? Well, if you know Ricky Bobby, he goes, if you ain't first, you're last. Well, you know what? He ain't right, because it's okay the fact that you try. And that's what this is all about. As long as you go out and you do your best and you try really hard, guess what? You're a winner. Okay? It don't matter. How about this? Is it okay to dance by yourself? You better believe it. Mr. Lynch, the only time he dances is by himself because he's such a bad dancer. He would never dance in front of anybody. Hey, is it okay to have a pet worm? You better believe it's okay to have a pet worm, unless of course, you have like a pet fish that eats worms. Then you might want to be a little careful. Okay? Is it okay to be proud of yourself? Like, did you do something like I challenge you to go clean your room? Go clean your room today, and then when you're done, you say, hey, Mom, I went up and I cleaned my room. And she's going to say, oh, I'm so proud of you. And then you're going to think to yourself, well, I'm proud of me too, because I did it and no one asked me to do it. Though Mr. Lynch asked you to do it. So why don't you give it a try? Or help unload the dishwasher, or take the trash out, or I don't know, what's another, somebody give me an idea of something else that you can do nice. Yep, that's a good one. You can go and pick up trash. That is awesome. Keeping the world clean. Is it okay to be adopted? Does anyone know people that are adopted? I think they do. Is it okay to have different moms? Or is it okay to have different dads? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that have. This one I love. Is it okay to have an invisible friend? Mr. Lynch had an invisible friend when he was a little kid. His name was Johnny Mathis. Then I found out later in life that Johnny Mathis was the name of a very famous singer. Is it okay to do something nice for someone? Absolutely. That is probably one of the nicest things that you could do as a kid. And especially right now, since you're at home and you're not at school, I think you should try to do a bunch of nice things. Again, be kind. It's all about paying it forward. Is it okay to lose your mittens? It is absolutely okay to lose your mittens. Your mom might not think it's okay to lose your mittens because she might have spent a lot of good money on those mittens. So even though it's okay to lose your mittens, my suggestion is be a little more careful with your mittens. Okay? How about, is it okay to get mad? Absolutely. Everybody gets mad. But is it okay to act on your madness? Meaning someone made fun of you. They said, hey, you got big ears. So then you want to turn around and get mad and say, well, I don't like your yellow shirt. And then they'll say, well, I don't like the color of your shoes. And then you just both get mad at each other. So if you get mad, just kind of think about it. Maybe when you go home and you talk about your feelings, talk to your mom or dad or your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your next door neighbor, or someone that will call you grandpa. Call you grandpa and say, hey, grandpa, I was really mad today, but this is how I got over it. Is it okay to do something nice for yourself? Absolutely. But I do not suggest that you buy an ice cream cone with all of those ice creams, because if you eat all of that ice cream, odds are you're not going to be feeling very good. And you don't want to be feeling good. You always want to feel great. All right. Is it okay to help a squirrel collect nuts? Well, you would be nuts if you didn't help them, right? Because it's not about just helping a squirrel. It's also about helping a rabbit collect carrots. It's also about elephants, helping them collect peanuts. Or it might be helping your sister collect emoji cons or something, right? Is it okay to have all sorts of different friends? You better believe it. I'm your friend, right? And look at all the different friends Mr. Lynch has. I have a lot of different friends from all over the world. It's really cool. Is it okay to make a wish? It's a wishbone. Why don't you ask your mom about a wishbone? Like, if you could wish, here's a question for you. If you could wish for one thing, just one thing to make the world a better place, what would that wish be? I hope it's a good one. It's okay to be different. You're special and important just because being you is who you are. From my buddy Todd, who says, love Todd. So that's my book today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to reading some more. And I like that. That's going to be my question of the day. What, if you could do one thing, if you had one wish to make the world a better place, what would that be? And I'm going to be giving away 2 Domino Pizza gift certificates. And I will put some instructions on how you'll go to try to put your name in. We're going to randomly pick those. These are for if you live in Wildwood or Cape May County. If you live outside of the area, I maybe will come up with something else. So with that said, be kind, y'all. Power community, thumbs up for kindness. Change the world.